Hey, it's Kary Oberbrunner. Great to be with you guys today. I have a very special guest, my friend, former client, now turned master coach, Linda Outka. How you doing today, Linda?
Doing great, Kary. Thanks for this opportunity.
Yeah. Well, look, we have a lot of great people. We got Diane, Debbie, we have Wendy, and we have a whole bunch of cool people. So folks, go ahead and type in where you're from. That'll be great. And we can see your comments. If you're watching this any other place than the Kary Oberbrunner author page on Facebook, we can't see your comments unless you're over there. So I'm going to pop those into the link, and hopefully you'll be able to see that. Hey, Linda, we got a lot of cool people jumping in. We got Wendy from New Orleans, Faye from Tennessee, and I want to encourage you guys to do this right now. We're going to talk all about how to increase your influence, impact, and income with a coaching business. And so if you know anybody that needs to be on this right now, tag them, share it, and we're going to take a deep dive. We're going to actually meet 5 coaches. Linda's the first. And Linda, where are you from, first of all, right now?
I'm from Redding, California. Just moved here about 6 months ago.
I love it. I love it. And Linda, why did you become a coach? Because I know that's like a big question, but a lot of people right now, there's people probably saying, I need a coach. I want to become a coach. And why did you become a coach?
Well, Kary, when I met you, we go way back, and I knew that you could help me find clarity on my purpose. And so you took me through the deeper path, and I was your first corporate client, so I was all you had. So you took me through that process as you were developing it, and it really helped me get clarity. And I realized that my sweet spot, my purpose, was creating a safe space for people to be real and to discover a breakthrough. And so when you helped me get that clarity, I wanted to turn around and give that clarity to others. And so I have been coaching formally or informally for about 25 years, and the last 5 years completely independently. That's been my livelihood. And it is, I tell people, coaching for me is as fun as vacation, because it's so much my sweet spot that when I'm doing it and when I see people get clarity, when I have the opportunity to see the light bulb go on in their minds and they get a breakthrough on a place they're stuck, it's something that gives me so much fulfillment. And so I decided to become a coach, get certified in all 3 of your programs, because those were programs that I knew would help people, first of all, know who they were. Mm-hmm. Your secret name message is all about identity. And when we know who we are, when we know who we are in Christ, we can walk with clarity. And so your secret name message was something my husband and I both got certified on. And we did workshops, we did life groups at our church. It's much more of a program that's really designed for either one-on-one or in a church setting as a conference. And then the Deeper Path was a program that when I got certified on it, it's become my #1 coaching program that I use in my coaching business, because there's people in all age groups from age 18 to age 68 or even older that are looking for, what is the purpose that I have? Why am I walking the earth? And so that program has helped me get clarity, and I've turned around and helped others get clarity through that program. And then, of course, Day Job to Dream Job helps a person get a game plan, get a roadmap for how to get compensation for what they love to do and why they're on this earth.
Listen, that was fantastic. You got a lot of people, including Jim, all the way from Oregon, and a lot of individuals here. Folks, type in the #1 question that you have on the topic of coaching, because we're going to try to get to some Q&A here in a moment. But Linda, I know you and I have chatted. Coaching for you is so fun that we talked about how you literally have to pull yourself away from coaching, because it's the way God puts you on planet Earth, because you love to give, you love to serve, but you are a master coach, and it literally is not work, it's play for you. Is this true?
It's true. And that's part of what you have talked about over and over again with the Deeper Path is the concept of building our opus, which is our passion, finding our passion. Because work, there's two Latin definitions. One is toil, and most people are toiling in what they do every day. But another definition of work is magnus opus, where we are able to really do our passion. And so I get emotional when I see people doing what I can tell they're designed to do. And I love to help people find that sweet spot, because otherwise we're wasting our life. So many people are afraid to take a risk that they just stay comfortable in their day job. But if they are willing to take a risk, or even take the step of getting clarity, then they know what to work toward. And if a person can get compensation enough to do what they love to do and get paid to do it, that is what I thoroughly enjoy.
Love that. Love that. Awesome. So I just muted you for a second, just for some clarity, and you're doing fantastic. People are loving this. People are asking questions. We have Dion who asked a question. What are some signs that you should not take a client? Linda, I'm going to unmute you in a second, but have you ever got a client where you know in your gut this is not a good fit, and you just feel like you should not take on that client?
Some of what you, as Dion or whomever else is a coach, really needs to know who your sweet spot, who your target audience is. And I talk about firing a coach or firing a coaching client not too long ago. And part of it was because she had very much a victim mentality. It was always someone else's fault. She wasn't doing anything with the coaching. And I decided, you know what? I released her and basically said, you know what, I think we're going to talk as needed, not on a regular basis. Just call me if there's something down the road that you really want clarity on. And she was kind of, at first, I think, a little surprised that I wasn't just going to chase after the money that she was giving me. But it's not worth your time if they're not truly wanting to do some things in their life. If they're blaming you for it or blaming everyone else for it, growth is not going to happen. So sometimes it's the type of person, but sometimes it's not the right fit for you. And so that's why when I start a coaching relationship, I always do a complimentary coaching session first to find out if we're a good match. And in that coaching session, by the time we're done with that coaching session, we both know if we're a fit, because it takes some chemistry. It takes some awareness that we want to work together, that we would make an effective partnership.
Fantastic. I love it. So a couple things, Linda. One is that we have a link that I just posted where some of you are saying, I need a coach. And some of you are, and I don't do coaching one-on-one anymore. I haven't done that for about 2.5 years, just because our global business is growing at such a rate that I'm not able to do one-on-one coaching anymore. But Linda and a few other people that you're going to meet today, they're master coaches, and I highly recommend them. I've walked with them, some of them like Linda, for 7 years, and I've seen the impact that she creates in other people. Someone says, who is Linda? Are you a student? Are we going to hear from everyone who's gone through it? So Linda, let me just set this up by saying, A, you're a colleague. B, you're a former client where when we started coaching, you had a day job.
Yes.
And you had a day job for several years, and you said, how can I leave a comfortable, safe, predictable income? And we created a plan. And how long ago did you go pro?
5 years ago.
5 years ago.
Yes, I've been coaching formally or informally for about 25 years, but that was first in a ministry context and then in a corporate context. So I've been associated with a corporate client that basically hired me as an employee, was there for 15 years, but then I transitioned into an independent coach, and they kept me on as a consultant. And so that was a really great opportunity to have a corporate track of business. And then I also have a nonprofit ministry track of coaching clients. And so, and Kary, you coached me on that to have two tracks of business. And it's been a really rich way to have a balance of working with business leaders as well as nonprofit leaders. And it's what I love to do. And I find my sweet spot really is with ministry clients. But I find anyone who's hungry for leadership growth, I call myself a leadership coach, is a partnership that I am excited to jump on board and support.
Fantastic. So let me mention a few things here. Basically, Albert says, I have a powerful message I'd like you to please check out. You might like me on your team. Okay, so here's what I want you to do, Albert. Love it. Apply. Okay, so if you look at the comments below, we have your secret name application, deeper path, and day job to dream job. You can apply there. But I want to address a question that I see so often, Linda, and then we'll bring Joel on after we address this. Somebody says, I am at a church. I've shared my testimony to 2 or 3 women who are living now what I went through, and yet they're afraid to leave. I wonder how I can get compensation. How many times have you guys chatted with somebody, a friend, a colleague, you've actually coached them, but you fail to get paid? You fail to get paid. Linda, we could spend 6 hours on this. We should, but I have my thoughts. Let's get yours, and then I'll mention where people can find out more about you. But first of all, what are your thoughts? How do you stop just saying you're sharing your testimony and actually get paid for coaching?
Well, one of the reasons why people want to meet with you, because anyone who's coaching material, as far as being a coach, you're naturally a magnet for people. So Debbie, you are probably somebody that people would love to have coaching from. And of course, they're going to want to do coffee with you and get it for free. What I many times will do is say, you know what, let's get together and have a complimentary coaching session. So first of all, it puts it in the context of this is coaching. And I'll say when I start a coaching relationship with people, I always start with a complimentary coaching session. So they know that this is the one free shot to see if we're a match, to see if it's something that I can, if there's value I can give, and if we will make a good partnership.
I love that. So what you basically did is you framed the relationship. And Debbie, you got to catch this because Linda's a genius. She just shared this. If you just say, yeah, let's get coffee, boom, we're chatting. And then let's chat forever for free. But if you make a clean offer and you say, it sounds like you could really use some coaching. And just like Linda said, I'm going to do a complimentary coaching session with you. And then what, Linda? Do you say, like, if it's a good fit, we'll talk about next steps? Do you even kind of like lead it with that statement?
Yeah, that's a great way to tee it up. And then in that coaching session, ask them, you know, what % of your potential are you using today? What would help you get closer to 100%? What would be a good coach for you? What are some characteristics of a good coach for you? And by the end of that time, ask them, what would a good next step be for you? And you can lead them. That's part of the coaching strategy, is you always ask questions. Let them answer, and they will answer their own questions where they'll say, you know what, I really need coaching. Well, you can say, okay, well, when would you like to get started? And they can ask what your rates are. And then you're off and running.
And listen, would any of us expect to meet with our doctor over coffee at Starbucks for free, and then meet for free again, and then meet for free again? No, you would laugh at that. That's a crazy illustration. And yet we assume that because you're a coach, that's not a professional service. So I love what you're saying, Linda. You need to extract yourself from the friend to friend, frame the new relationship, lead with a call to action. Linda, you are so good that, let me just set you up a little bit here. So Linda is such a fantastic coach. I've actually hired her to be a coach to our coaches. So everybody who's part of our teams, Your Secret Name, Deeper Path, and Day Job to Dream Job. Linda, you just did your first one a few weeks ago where you were a coach to the coaches. And that's part of our commitment. Anybody who joins our team, we equip them. This took me years to write, but anyone who becomes our coach gets the content. They get the PowerPoints, they get the coaching content. They can make money for the rest of their life on the content, but then they also get coaching from you. How was that when you coached them the other day?
It was great. We did it by Zoom, so it was all by video. So we felt like we were all in the same room together. And people asked questions. I did a little bit of teaching, and we were just coaches talking. And so that's one of the resources that Kary offers. Not only that, the programs, each of them have a whole set of videos and a workbook that he has spent tons of time developing. And it makes it so easy where you can have your client watch the videos and then you get together for coaching sessions and you customize the information. Back in the day, I didn't have the videos because I was Kary's first client going through stuff, and I made it up as I went. But it works. That's the beauty of it all, is it's really a program that works. And when you trust the process, and you, as a coach, your best gift you can give somebody is to be present, to be curious, and to draw out the answers that are right for them. And that's when I learned I didn't have to be the smartest person in the room to coach. I thought, okay, this is a profession that I can do. My role is to be present and to draw out the answers, draw out the wisdom that I believe are in every person.
Fantastic. Couple next steps, and then I'll let you have the last word, then we'll bring Joel on. So number one, folks, Linda Outka, there's her website. You can find out more about her. She's got a book out. She's fantastic. Some of you are saying right now, I need a one-on-one coach. I literally need Linda as my coach. There's a application right there. It's basically only for our master level coaches. Again, people ask me all the time, can I coach them? I say no, but I got some master level coaches that I've just believe in so much that I basically say here, these are fantastic people. So some of you need a one-on-one coach, and then some of you say, you know what, I need to start my own coaching business. Like, you know that. And we are currently taking applications. We cannot accept everybody. We really only have a few slots, but you can apply right there. I just posted it in the comments below. Linda, I know you got your own book. I know you're crushing it. We talked the other day. You had like 65 coaching clients. Are you living your dream? And what would you tell someone who's just on the edge and they know they're ready for a breakthrough? What would you tell them?
You know what? Be brave, because you don't want to waste your life. Go after. First of all, get clarity. What is it that you're supposed to do? And then step out. Take a risk. And do what you were designed to do, because every day is a gift. And to go after what you love to do means that you're going to make a difference and get fulfillment in the process.
Fantastic. Linda, do you have your book in front of you?
I do.
Hold that thing up. Hold that so we can see. Pebbles in My Shoe. And it's all about having breakthrough solutions with your interpersonal relationships.
That's right. Yes, finding, and there's tension, and every time there's two people in the room in a relationship, there's potential for conflict. So how do you get past that and have the most fulfilling relationships possible?
I love it. Linda, you were fantastic. Great job. The technology worked perfectly. Thank you so much. And it's great seeing you come alive.
Thanks, Kary. Appreciate your partnership along the way, because you.
All right. We'll see you.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Here. Okay, we got our next person here. I got a group of 5 here. Joel, welcome.
Hey, how are you, Kary?
Doing well. The only male today that I'm interviewing. So
you're, I have to follow Linda.
You do.
That was good.
Wasn't she good though?
She's awesome. She is awesome.
Yeah, and you've seen her grow, and I mean, we're a community of souls on fire. And Joel, you have your own coaching focus. Linda focuses on personal breakthroughs and interpersonal issues that people have, they want to push through. You kind of have your own coaching focus, but why did you become a coach?
Well, why did I become a coach? I have to think back. I've been on my own for about 20 years. And as I think back, I've always been an advisor or a coach in some way, shape, or form, but I didn't look at it that way. I guess I more formalized it about 4 or 5 years ago. I started an advisor program, just simply to teach and encourage and help clients, small business owners, authors, entrepreneurs, nonprofit executives, just manage their message, get clarity on where they're going and why they're going there. So about 5 years. And, it's interesting. My first coaching experience, formal experience on the other side of the coin was with you. And you remember that 2011, January 2011, when you and I met. And that was a pivotal moment in my career. And it just opened my eyes to a whole other way of serving clients.
Can you hear me? Sorry about that.
There we go.
So
I can hear you.
I was saying that when I met you, it's not like you were doing bad. I mean, you were doing very well. You had great success in your own right, but you knew something was missing. Talk about that, because I think today a lot of people feel like, you know what, I'm not doing bad. I mean,
Yeah.
But are we called to live a life that's not bad, or what did you know was kind of like stirring inside you?
Yeah, and that was the start of Deeper Path, because I was stuck, lacked clarity. And I remember our first meeting, I told you, I said, there's something else out there for me. And I don't know what it is. And you helped me, coach me through that process to help me get clarity. We just listened to Linda, and she said the step one is, find that clarity.
That's right.
What do you want to do? And what are your gifts that you bring to the world, and how can you help others? So for me, it was getting that clarity to understand, what are my gifts? What am I good at? And how can I help others along the way? And it's a long process. This stuff just doesn't happen overnight. But step one was definitely getting that clarity. And with the Deeper Path, it's clarity to competence, to confidence, to influence, impact, and then income is
Correct.
last. So just having that mind shift, or that mindset, and understanding that, look, we all need to make money and make a living and provide for our families. But if we lead with that, it's going to lead to frustration. But if we lead with clarity and purpose and why we're here, the income's going to be there. And there's a lot of joy in that process and getting to that point.
So folks, talk about questions here. Angela says, I love helping people. Being in the military has always been constant, being there for people. Fantastic. Good for you, Angela. Have you ever thought about, and maybe you're getting paid to do it, but I love the fact, Joel, that, in fact, let's just talk about some haters. All right. Why not? Why not? You get haters a lot of times who say, hey, I don't need to get paid to coach, or I hear this with authors. I don't need to get paid to write my books. I'm just happy if somebody reads them. I hear that. And yet I know, and you know my story, Joel, for years, I had to do a part-time passion because I didn't know how to monetize my skill. And I think that that's actually a statement that people use as a cop-out. I don't need to get paid to do what I love. I just want to do it. And what I tell people a lot of times, and I don't know if you would agree or disagree, but as long as you don't get paid for it or get paid reasonable, it's only going to be a part-time passion. And then you have to do your other thing, which is your real job, and you can never devote your whole heart. What do you think about that, Joel?
Yeah, for me, I definitely identify with that, because I was doing the free coffees that Linda was talking about over and over, and providing free advice, and I think at that point it was a confidence thing. Who's going to listen to me, right? Who am I? And it was that self-limiting belief that I had. And getting that coaching and going through that growth to say, you know what, I have a lot to offer, and be listening. I got better at listening to the feedback that people were sharing with me, whether it was in person or on Facebook or elsewhere. And they were validating that what I was providing was of huge value. I helped them get through a difficult time, or let them see things and uncovered some blind spots for them. And that there is like, I need to get paid for this. Absolutely. I need to get paid for that. So, for me, it was, stepping up to the plate and taking as many at-bats as I possibly could. And over time, that competence and confidence really starts to grow.
Yep.
And that's where the influence, impact, and income then follow.
I love that. So you're using a model from the Deeper Path, where you just said it several times. I think it resonates. First comes clarity, then comes competence. First, you need to know where you're going, then you know what you're good at. And then when that happens, you have confidence. And when you have those three things, we call them the 3 C's, clarity, competence, and confidence, then people begin to pay attention to you, and which is time. And then you earn influence first, you make impact, and I've seen this with you, Joel, so many times, and then you earn income. Most people focus on, hey, I want the income first, and they haven't done the first 5 steps, and that is a recipe for failure. So, Joel, you've been crushing it, man, for a lot of years now. I would just ask you, my friend, why are you excited to be a master level coach where essentially we've partnered up? I'm going to pop in the link, but if people are resonating with you, I know you specialize in people getting clear around their message. How dare people go out in the marketplace with an unclear message? No wonder why they get crickets. But why have you become a master level coach? How do you feel equipped? Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, first off, I just appreciate the opportunity, Kary, to serve the tribe in a way that I feel I'm able to use my gifts. The ongoing training, the collaboration opportunities with others within the group, obviously the credibility and the reputation that comes with aligning myself with Kary Oberbrunner and Igniting Souls, surrounding myself with other great people, great coaches who I can connect with, gain their perspectives. Just with Linda in 10 minutes that I listened to her, oh yeah, there's a lot of things that I need to be doing as well. Great reminders. So just being surrounded by those great people and other great coaches. And to be honest with you, it makes me a better coach. I appreciate every single client that I have the opportunity and the privilege to work with, because if I have that opportunity to help them, they're helping me in return, because it's challenging me sometimes in ways that's allowing me to grow and be a better coach for that next person that I'm looking to help. Yep.
Well, we have Robin from Australia. Welcome. Fantastic. We have people from Cole, Minnesota. I'm a Midwest. Michael Robin in the UK, who says he's drawn to the Deeper Path, which you are as well, Joel. And he says, is there anybody in the UK already doing this? Of course there is. We have Jill. We have multiple people in the UK that are team members with the Deeper Path specifically. But Joel, at the close today, I guess my question for you would be, if someone wants a one-on-one relationship, why do you think that that's powerful? In other words, what we do with our coaching programs is we equip others to be coaches, and we kind of coach the coaches. We certify them on the Deeper Path, their secret name, a day job, a dream job, and they go out and make income for the rest of their life with the content. But today, people may take that action, or people might actually say, you know what, Joel's got hair, Kary's bald, but Joel's got hair. I'd rather work with Joel. I'm kidding. But they say, I want to work with Joel. Why do you think one-on-one coaching is powerful? Because that's how you and I started, When you and I first started, it was one-on-one, no masks. Why do you think that that was powerful?
Well, first off, there's a level of vulnerability that comes with saying, I need a coach. So if you're thinking about that, I just want to say congratulations to you, because that tells me that you're growth minded. And you know, I love working with those growth minded leaders and helping them gain clarity. So that's step one, is congratulations, you're doing the right thing. But to answer your question, I know what one-on-one coaching has done for me. You know, I referenced you and I back in 2011. It helps you see things that you're not seeing. It helps you uncover some of those blind spots. You need that sounding board sometimes to gain some of that perspective that you might be looking for. You know, I work with some coaches or some clients who are the leader of their organization, and they can't turn to anyone else within their organization and confide in and get advice, because it may show a sign of weakness. So having that outside perspective or an outside coach to be that sounding board can be a really, really helpful opportunity for someone looking for coaching. And lastly, it's to be pushed, it's to grow, and it's to be held accountable.
Well, listen, my friend, I think you shared a tremendous amount of content today. I know that you are doing fantastic work. I know you have a heart for nonprofits as well as for-profits. So folks, grab the link. Joan says, two of my favorite people. Joan from Tennessee, she's fantastic.
Yeah.
She likes you too, Joel. So people can click on the link to look at. Hey, Joel, we'll close with you here in a second. BeLive's getting a little bit sketchy.
Okay.
Thanks so much, Joel, for just your impact. And people can find out more about you as well. I put all the links inside here. Let's close with this, Joel. You know the quick story. The quick story is I spoke at an audience, and I spoke to 60 people, and I gave the call to action at the end was, write on your business card, if you want to grow as a leader, write the word leader. And out of 60 people, like 3 people wrote down leader. I called all 3, and you were the only one who answered the phone. And is your life different today because you said yes to yourself?
Kary, dramatically different. And that was the turning point in my career and my life, really, because just the impact that you've had on me, not just on my business, but on my life. You know, I'm a happier person at home. My relationships are better. So just the ripple effect of that alone, and having that clarity, that help, that support and guidance, you know, I'll be forever indebted. So
awesome.
Thank you.
Well, listen, folks, go click on the link right now to explore a coaching relationship with Joel. And then if you're saying, you know what, I want to get in the game, or maybe both, and go ahead and apply right now, because literally we open our teams twice a year. Last time was August. It's open for a very short few days, and then we close it. Joel, thanks so much, my friend. You are fantastic.
Thank you. You too. We'll talk soon.
All right. We'll see ya.
All right.
Okay. We got our next guest here, and it is someone with hair as well. Niccie, good to see you.
Very good to see you too. Can you hear me?
Well, I can hear you. Perfect. Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Great.
And we have Louise and then Daphne next. I mean, this is like the superstar lineup. And you're one of these people that 2 years ago, I don't mean this in a bad way, God knew who you were 2 years ago, but yeah. the online world did not really know about you because you had so many gifts and talents hidden. And now you got your book. Can you hold your book up if you got that next to you?
Oh yeah. Am I on the screen? I look like I'm down still on the.
No, okay. You're perfect. Awaking the Living Legacy. You got a book now. You got your own radio show. You got your own coaching clients, and you are doing fantastic. So talk to me about today, about life with you.
Okay.
What's happened?
Well, I want to start by just saying thank you for having me on here. This is very typical Kary fashion and Author Academy Elite, igniting souls. So I just want to say thank you to that. But we're talking about being certified coaches and under the 8-year program and master level, so all 3. And I just think that has gotten me to a lot of places. I originally wanted to write my book, and I wanted to base it off of my business, knowing that it was working. I originally thought I was going to be a life coach at a hospital helping people get healthy.
Wow.
And God sort of got a hold of me and told me what I really was going to be doing, and I listened. And so that became my book, and that became the process in which I coached everyone from. What I didn't realize was that after I would get through this process, which was life purpose coaching,
Yes.
that everyone would want a purpose, right? And that they would say, okay, but now what am I going to do? I know my God-given life purpose, Niccie, what am I going to do? And I called you. I don't know if you remember, but I called you and I said, Kary, I don't know what I'm going to do. These people I'm sending off with their purpose. They coached with me. It worked. And now they're starting companies with other people and it's not working. I'm watching their dreams fall on the wayside, and it was breaking my heart. And so you just said to me, Niccie, you need to do day job to dream job and help these people make it happen. Show them what you did. And quickly it turned into this really cool crafted thing. And I just sort of think that if I had the best of Kary Oberbrunner in Day Job to Dream Job and the best of me, which is very hands-on personal coaching, I would jump at it. Yeah. And that's really where my heart was I didn't want people that I knew. I work with faith-based coaches. So I knew I could get their message out. I knew that they could impact more people if I could help them, and I knew how. So what I labored to do for 2 years, YouTubing things, trying to figure things out on my own, trying to make money, I figured it out, and I could teach people how to do this one-on-one, like show them, get into their computers, help them. That's what I constantly kept saying as I was learning was, if somebody could just show me how to do this, and no coach has how to do that, or maybe the heart, or it's annoying, maybe, I don't know, but for me it's passion and it's fun, and if I can make it happen for someone, I want to, and that's where my conviction is.
Yeah, listen, I love it. I absolutely love it. And I think that you hit it on the head when you said that you could have gone out and like recreated the wheel, right? I mean, you could have
I didn't want to.
Yeah, like it takes a long time to create handouts and PowerPoints and video and put it into a course. And what we do with, you mentioned Day Job to Dream Job, that's just one of our teams. We essentially give it all to you and we allow you to co-brand it. Yeah. And so that's kind of unique. I don't know many coaching programs out there that say, hey, take our stuff and co-brand it and make it a symbiotic integrated thing. Now you keep all your profits for that, which is great. You pay a one-time fee. And maybe you can address Christy Ann's comment about, and I know it's long, but let me just say, you know, is there a discount for tribe members? You can address that, but how much have you earned back? I'm not saying you got to list the number, but did you earn back your investment one time, multiple times? Right. I mean, it's only $997 to join a team. Talk to us.
Yeah. So I had it paid for before I bought it. So I don't know if you remember this, me saying, okay, somebody wants to certify off my own book. And I was going to use Day Job to Dream Job to teach them how to start their business off my own book. So not only was I already copying another system that you do, but then I didn't have the tools and I didn't have the time or the resources, and it was already done. I mean, Day Job to Dream Job is awesome. It walks you through 10 steps, really, from start to end, and going back and reflecting. But it walks you through these steps where you can think through everything. Well, the difference, what I do is I take all those steps and then I show you how to do it. And it's like no soldier left behind kind of thing. Like we will get your website up. We will get your products built. So many people want paid and they don't really have an easy way to get paid.
Sure.
And I just want to make everything easy for people. And your certification program makes it easy for us to be coaches. And now I just want to make it easy for people to learn how to make money and do their business.
I love it. I love it. So listen, a lot of you are resonating with Niccie. You're saying, I like her. She's speaking my language. She's hitting me where I need help. If you want to work with Niccie one-on-one, folks, it takes nothing to apply. Okay. So it's no charge to apply. The link's right there. You can click on that link. You can apply. I'm going to bring up Louise and Daphne in a moment. You can actually request the coach that you'd like to work with. This is something that I just say, you know what? I've interviewed these coaches. They've spent dozens and dozens and dozens of hours earning income on their own business and being coaches. But I say, you know what? People ask me if I can coach them. I can't. And so I want to send them to the very best. And so you guys are master level coaches. They each have different specialties. Linda kind of shared about relationships. Joel shared about clarity around message. Niccie's sharing about helping you with your online business and startup, that type of thing. So Niccie, we got just a few more minutes here, but what would you say to, and folks, ask questions. We're talking today about how to earn influence, impact, and income from your coaching business. Were you scared? I hear you say before you joined the team, it was actually paid for because you had clients waiting in line, which is a good thing. And then you joined the team. We gave you all the tools, all the resources. You keep 100% of your profits. But were you scared?
Well, I think, Kary, I'm always scared.
Me too.
Because I sort of always am pushing myself, and that's what I want you to do. And the people I work with know this about me. If they want results, we kind of need to do this, and I will be your champion. You cheer me on. Same thing. This is what we know, but you do need to step out and be a little fearful, and it's okay because good things are going to come. I mean, great things will come. If you stay in that comfortable place, you're not going to grow, and you're not going to get some of the things that I think are waiting to happen in your life. And yeah, you guys, if you're thinking about becoming a certified coach with us, do it. I'll be right there with you. If you already have a business up and running and you're like, this isn't working and it's not fast enough and I don't know how, then I would love to coach you that way as well. But it's awesome all around.
I love it. I love it. Brenda asked a question. Niccie, do you do more group or one-on-one, or do you do both, or talk to
I do both. I do both. So I have personal life coaching. So that's one-on-one. Nobody really wants to share all that private stuff together.
Sure.
And then on the Launch Your Legacy, so the certified coaching for day job to dream job, I do it in a mastermind, although each person in the mastermind, which is only 12 people or less who meet with me one-on-one, they each have, I hear the ding, they each have one private. They each have one private session with me before we start, one in the middle and one at the end. So, I mean, it is a lot of, I just want you to succeed. That's it. That's it.
I love it. I love it. Don't worry about the ding. That's just my wonderful son telling me later on I'm going to pick him up. It's all good. So listen, good. People just have applied even now, which is awesome. So people are applying. People are applying to work with you and the others as well. I'm going to pop those links in. What would you tell this person? I love AJ's honesty. AJ's honesty, praying I can raise funds. So it sounds like he wants to maybe be a coach. What would you say to the person? I mean, you know, Niccie, on the other side, like, this is a great question, but it comes from a place of realistic. What does the checkbook say? And anytime we go to the checkbook or the date book to determine what our future is, I think most of us are going to say, I'm disappointed, because what you're seeing in Niccie's chat today is growth. And then you look at where you currently are, and there's this stretch, there's this gap. I love what you just said. You've grown every time that you take, and I've seen you. I mean, now you have what, 100-some million people listening to your radio station, but 2 years ago, nobody knew about you. Of course, people did, but
yeah. No, it's true. It's true. It's awesome. And my heart's going out to AJ here. So I'm going to answer him real quick. So AJ, I just want you to really think on it a minute. You know, the price is not crazy high. When I got life certified as a coach, it was multiple times that. And so and then after you get certified as a coach, then you have to turn around and figure out all your content. This is done and ready to go. You could literally, if you want to, get a handful of people, charge them a small amount and say, let's do this together, buy it and start it the next week. Yeah. We sort of have these sort of mental blocks in our bandwidth, but listen, there is nothing, you got to get around people that are believers in you and that can champion you and know how and have done it, and it will work. You just got to get yourself around some people that can show you how.
I love it. So couple quick things. If you want to work with Niccie one-on-one, I'm putting the link right in and people can apply to do that. And then also, I'm going to tell my son to chill here. It's all good. It's all good. He just got out of school, but I'm going to text him. And then Niccie, talk to them about, you said it's a small step. But why is growing so difficult for us?
You know what? I think it's lack of belief. And I actually think that it's sort of like we talk ourselves out of it, and you don't understand how powerful your brain is. And you can start speaking some good stuff into you so that you can really take that step. But if you try something and it doesn't quite work, you are so much better off. I think we're afraid of what might happen, but you are so much better off. You have learned stuff. You're now around people who are doing it. And when you're around people that are not going to let you fail, that they'll give you a new idea, they'll give you new hope and teach you a new way. That's the kind of people you need to be around. We have people that come to us every day that say, I could never write a book. And we know there's the system there. And if you do it, it works. It's that's just, right. If you do it, it works. And that's the sweet is AJ. Go for it, AJ.
Yeah, everything we build is a system on purpose. I'll answer a few of these questions. Then we got Louise. Bill says he's joining late. He's interested in moving forward. Look at the links to apply. Debbie says, I love all the teams, but how do I join the ones you want and live on a fixed income? I truly believe I'm exactly where I am because I have a calling, yet going through a divorce and my funds are limited. You want to hit that right upside the head?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Debbie, I totally want you to do this. Honestly, it is not very much money. You can do this, and then you hop in with us and we show you how to get some bookings, how to get things together. We are all doing it. It can be done, but you need help. If you want to, and if you have a network of people, that's what I did. I had 1 or 2 people that I knew wanted to do it, and I had money to pay for it before I even bought it. It's all good.
That's right.
Oh, good. You got this.
And listen, you got to tell yourself a new story. I mean, you know, Niccie, I used to be a cutter, a self-injurer in my young adult years, and a stutterer. Yeah. Doing this at the age of a young age would have freaked me out for years. I gave myself a new story, and you've given yourself a new story. And Debbie, you're not just a divorcee with limited funds. I would start saying, you know what? Up until now, you've been a divorcee with limited funds. Give yourself a new story. You're only going to perform up to your story. And so if you want a new future, you got to tell yourself a new story. True?
Yeah, true. Debbie, you could be our colleague in 1 year from now, making money that those kids don't even know that they can't, they're not taking advantage of. They don't even know it's there. Literally, your life could change in a year, but you got to step into it. It's scary. I know, but you can do it, and we can show you how.
Fantastic. All right. Yeah. Well, listen, guys, there's the link to work with Niccie one-on-one. And then we have some other questions as well that we're going to jump on. But thanks so much. Yeah. And is Niccie in all 3 or just 1? And you are in all 3. I love it. Okay.
Yep. Nice seeing you guys.
You take care, my friend.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
Bye. Okay, Louise, I'm bringing you in. Louise, tell us a little bit about yourself, my friend. Why did you become a coach? tell us a little bit, okay?
Well, first of all, hello, everyone, and I'm pleased to be here. And thank you, Kary, for giving all of us the opportunity to share insights. Can you hear me okay?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I started this journey 6 years ago. In fact, Kary posted a picture that was literally on the day on Friday, and it took me back. I thought, wow, 6 years ago. So at that time, I had zero vision. I knew I needed a change, but I was stuck. I was miserable. In fact, Kary shared my story in Day Job to Dream Job, and that really was inspiring to be a story in a book. I wrote my own book, which is right here.
Yes.
Which took me 3 years of that 6 years to get accomplished. But yeah, it's been quite a journey, and it's been I'm not the same person I was 6 years ago.
No, you're not. You're not at all. Yeah, that was a crazy fun picture that I posted the other day. The people in that original group, like no one is the same. Everyone's had massive changes. Why do you think the coaching process does that?
It provokes deep thought. If you're willing to open up and be vulnerable, you can really make things happen. And at that time, we joke about it now, but I had this list of all the things I wanted to try to do because it seemed interesting. And wedding planner of all things was on that list. I would be the worst wedding planner ever, but that was on my list. And I didn't know what coaching meant at the time, but I was actually already doing it. Okay. Niccie Kliegl, if you remember, she was sending people to me to have me coach them, but I didn't have a label or a name to it. I didn't realize what I was doing. You're the one that brought that forward to me, put that in context to say, oh, wow, I'm already doing this. This is what I'm meant to do.
That's right.
I just didn't notice it. So I got clarity, and I just kicked into high gear, and there was no stopping me. I just focused deeply and passionately, and I went, and I have not looked back since.
I love it. You have been a soul on fire. You talk to us about the whole 3 different teams: the Deeper Path, Day Job to Dream Job, and your secret name. I know you do certain ones more than others. Just give us the quick synopsis for new people who are like, I don't even know what the difference is between all of them.
Yeah, sure. I started out with the Deeper Path. I didn't even know Kary's story. I had never read the book, but I started out in the cohort and found that the clarity of what I wanted to do through the Deeper Path. That really catapulted into the Day Job to Dream Job, because I ultimately quit my job.
Yes, you did.
I was in the IT industry for 30 plus years, and that was a scary time for me. But because I had that clarity and I had that passion and drive, I was doing it, and I quit. And so subsequently, my story was in your book, Day Job to Dream Job. So those are my 2 main focuses. And I'll be transparent. Your secret name, I was afraid of it for a very long time.
Wow.
I didn't want to dig deeper into that pain, because there's pain in your secret name.
Sure.
And I didn't want to go there. So I put that one off for quite some time. So I'm not as versed and specialized in your secret name. I still support it. I still teach on it.
Sure.
But my focus is more around your passion and actually taking the steps to do what you were meant to do.
Well, and let's talk about that, because what you did is you co-branded. That's one of the things we do with our program. We allow you to co-brand. So what's the name of your business? Career Power Shift?
Career Power Shift. And I specialize in helping people that are stuck. They might be successful in their job, but they're stuck and they've reached that proverbial glass ceiling and they need to get to that next level. So I help them with that. or I help them figure out that they're in the job that they never wanted to be in the first place, and they have this side gig over here that they really want to do, and I help them bridge that from their day job over to their actual dream job and take that to the next step. And really, I provide a safety net, and I provide a confidential environment to allow people to express themselves and try new things without failing. We learn through that process, and people call it, well, I'm learning. You might say it's failing, but you learn from that failure and you course correct and adjust and ultimately get where you want to go. And so my mantra is just start with baby steps. And we devise a sort of like a strategy. We devise a strategy to take you from A to Z in very palatable, comfortable steps. I still push, I still stretch, but there's no time limit other than that ultimate strategy of where we want to get to.
Yeah, and people making the leap from their day job to their dream job, that's a big step. But
it is. It's huge.
Yeah, it's a huge step. I saw you make it. I made it. Pretty much everybody on this call made it. And so we get it. Like, in other words, we're not calling anyone to take a step. And first of all, no one's saying you need to quit your day job, okay? But what we are saying is, are you doing what you love? And let's face it, some people are scared to even ask that question.
Yeah.
Why do you think people are scared to ask that question?
Yeah, I think back to that co-branding thing too, is understanding who you are and a personality. I neglected to mention that last year I got my master's in psychology, and I did that in large part so that I could understand the brain and how we behave in whatever environment. And sometimes we mask that. We are in a role or a job that we're complacent, we're status quo, it's okay, it pays the bills, but are you truly deeply happy? And we evaluate that and assess that. There's no right or wrong answer. It's evaluating what's going to make you happy and what's going to make you successful, however you define that.
Love it. So we have a lot of fantastic people on here today, and everyone's at a different place. Some of you are saying, "Oh my gosh, Louise is speaking my voice. She's speaking what I desire. I need a one-on-one coaching relationship with Louise." If that's the case, there's a link below. You can fill out an application, work with Louise one-on-one. She will literally help you map out your plan, your purpose plan, your exit plan, perhaps. And you did it. I mean, when I met you in 2011,
2013.
2013. When I met you in 2013, can we share about your shoe addiction?
We can.
It's already out there. It's already out there.
I love that story.
I love that story because I'll tell you why. I think that people can relate. Even if it's not the shoe addiction, it's the Netflix addiction, or it's the sugar addiction, or it's the gossip addiction, or the comparison addiction. It's a distraction, so you don't need to look in the mirror and you don't need to deal with the angst that you truly feel. Why do you think that you were coping with shoes?
It was my quick fix. It was accessibility. I was in a toxic environment, and on the way home to decompress and not take it home with me, I'd stop at the shoe store and buy a pair of shoes. It was literally a quick fix. And I didn't know what was going on until I went through the deeper path, until I really assessed what my deep pain was and my coping mechanism to get through that. And once I set that aside and I still love shoes. I still buy shoes, but I buy them as a reward to myself when something goes right. So I set a goal to achieve, And that's when I reward myself with a pair of shoes when
rather
I've
than
achieved that.
distracting yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, in the past,
not
distraction. Yeah, I love it.
Absolutely.
So the link to apply for Louise to, work with is right there. There's other people who are saying, oh my gosh, what Louise has done, I need to do. I need to become certified. Talk in our last 60 seconds. Talk to the person who says, but I'm working on my own thing. You have your own book. You just finished it. Congratulations. We were able to publish it. I love it. It's a great book. In fact, it's gotten great response. I saw your launch party. Joel helped you MC. But let's talk about this. Why is this smart? Because of even co-branding. Co-branding, meaning you can take Deeper Path, Secret Name, and Day Job to Dream Job and blend it with what you're already doing. We don't say, hey, Louise, you got to stop being you and you got to give up everything you got and teach our stuff. We allow you to co-brand. How has that helped you?
Immensely. I actually wanted to write a book well before I met you, Kary. And for those of you on the call, you'll get a kick out of this. On Twitter, before I met Kary, it said, want to be author. And Kary called me out on that. Either you want to be or you are. There is no, there was no middle ground, right?
That's right.
My non-commitment to being an author. So Kary really pushed me out of my boundaries of, wait a minute, what am I doing? I'm going to do this. And I learned so much through the Deeper Path process and the Day Job to Dream Job by actually taking the step to leave that toxic environment, that I stood back and reflected on what really got me there. And it was a mental process. It was about the energy that I had in my brain to keep my body going. You all called me the Energizer Bunny because I was just go, 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 go. But the reason I was so go on everything was because my brain wouldn't shut down. My brain kept going. So my coaching is around optimal brain energy and applying that to the Deeper Path, as you said, co-branding that with those two foundational programs. And I help people actually aspire to be what they were meant to be through that.
I love it.
And that brain energy really keeps you going. I don't sleep half the time. My brain energy is constantly going, and I'm constantly writing lists in the air. I'll wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm writing lists about what I got to do and the next step. Yeah, I also talk about, I'm now launching a journaling course to help with those lists, and help with taking action.
I love it. Well, folks, this is Louise Elliott. Click on the link right now to work with her one-on-one. And some of you are saying, like Dion just said, I need to co-brand. Apply right now for your Secret Name, Deeper Path, and Day Job to Dream Job. We did not have openings since August. We were closed, and we only open it up a few times a year. And Dion and others, it's a great process to co-brand. You can literally pay the fee with your first one client or two. So it really pays for itself very quickly, and then you get access for life. So Louise, I'm so proud of you. Hold up your book one more time. The Brain Power Pyramid. I love it. And your subtitle is fantastic. It's about running like a cheetah. And like, what's that?
I'll spare everyone on reading that, but it's 7 steps.
It's good. Well, listen, thanks so much, Louise, for all you're doing, and take care, my friend.
Thank you so much.
All right. And our last person of the day is Daphne V. Smith. Hey, Daphne, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic as well. Listen, anybody who's been watching this time, thank you so much. And we've had a few distractions, little alerts and all that, the mailman. But listen, we're having a blast. Everyone's been a trooper. So you, my friend, same thing, met you. You're a different person today. You are absolutely a different person. I met you at a Starbucks in Florida. I remember sitting there, and your life is very different today. Give us the quick, 3 minutes on where you were and where you are today.
Yeah. So you and I met. Next month will be the 5-year anniversary of meeting each other. And my life it's a 180 from where I was then. I was lost. I was scared. I truly had no idea what was going to happen next in my life. I'm very open about it. So is my husband. 2 weeks to the day before I met you, I had left a 25-year marriage unannounced. It wasn't a healthy or happy place. And I was seeking God's will for me, his plan for me. And I was open to anything. And 2 different people at the conference you and I were at recommended you to me. So I think we had an appointment before we ever knew it.
That's right.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So now let's talk about you today, because your secret name was part of that process of transformation. And talk through some of that. Like, literally, you're kind of one of these people like Louise and others that did the process. I mean, you found out your identity through your secret name. You discovered your purpose through the deeper path, and you said, I'm in the wrong job, and you went pro with your passion. Talk about that process for people who aren't familiar.
Sure. So yes, your secret name was my first experience with you. And what that did was it helped me break through the mask that I've been wearing for decades. I won't say how long, because then I don't know how old I am, and that's irrelevant. But I had been wearing this mask for decades. For me, it was a survival mask in order to get through my experiences in life up until that point, from childhood all the way through adulthood and becoming a parent myself.
Yeah.
Once I broke through that mask by discovering who I really am, I knew whose I am or was, but I didn't know who I was.
Right.
I discovered that, the doors flew open. I could not help but want to become a Your Secret Name coach, because I wanted to share that hope and that encouragement with others. And going through the steps from there to understanding what is that pain? What does that serve in my life? Well, that serves as an opportunity for me to help other people as well, and to let them know there is a purpose in all of this. If we can look beyond, if we can look for the good in a situation. It's not easy. I'm not going to even pretend that it's not always easy to see where the good is in the pain. But when we look back, we can see how we've been protected and how we've been provided for. Once I knew that, then the next step was to leave corporate America. And I had done everything. I had been in vocational ministry.
Wow.
Not fit. Notice I'm wearing an open collar instead of one that shows me. I'd been in retail management.
Sure.
I've been in the corporate world. None of it fit. I always felt restless, and I didn't know why until I went through both Deeper Path and Day Job to Dream Job.
I love it. Well, somebody just joined, Wendy. So she just joined Deeper Path.
Right on, girl.
So tell Wendy a little bit about what's in store. You know, whether it's the monthly coaching support from Linda, our quarterly trainings, the content, like what can Wendy expect?
Sure. Wendy, first of all, welcome. I'm so excited I get to be amongst the first to say that to you. And you know the power of our tribe already. And now at this new level, you're going to experience even more. What I see and what I've experienced with the actual format of the programs is a toolbox. Everything I need to serve others is provided for me, along with the latitude to customize it to my personal style and what my clients' needs are. So girl, you did the right thing. Welcome aboard.
Fantastic. You have your own book as well.
Yeah.
Show us that. That'd be awesome.
Right here. Cover, baby.
Yeah. What's your scarlet letter, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. And how has, first of all, congratulations, because the book is amazing. You just did your Barnes & Noble book signing.
Yeah.
About a month ago.
Yeah, I've had 2 now. I had one in October.
Wow.
When I was in Columbus, and then one locally.
Yes.
Got a speaking event in Texas in March, and so I'm working with some Barnes and Nobles in that area as well.
Yeah, I love it. So you got your own content out, and yet you said, I want additional tools in my toolbox so I don't have to spend time reinventing the wheel. How fast have you been able to implement, because you don't have to sit there and create all your own tools? Has it been, in fact, you're speaking in Texas with Brenda and Lisa, so I know it's working, but tell people a little bit about the speed at how you can start.
Well, what I love about being a coach in all of these programs is we get to totally determine what our speed is. And if anybody's watching this, or the live or the replay, if perhaps you have some control issues, they're not always a bad thing. But I like to be in charge of me and my choices and my pace. Yeah. And that's, we get immediate access to everything. Now, how fast do you want to implement it? It's ready and waiting for you. This is a proven and track system. You're not getting in on the ground floor where nobody knows what they're doing. Yeah.
I think it was Dennis who joined, and 13 days later, he had his own paying client, and he was just a few steps ahead. And that's all you need to be, is a few steps ahead. Let's talk a little bit about you, because I know you have the ability to work one-on-one with people. I'm going to put that link, but you are one of our master level coaches. So you're someone who we believe is so great at coaching that we actually highlight you, and we say, you know what, we want to introduce people to you because you are so competent as a coach, like the others that we've had on this. So what's the payoff for you coaching one-on-one? Like, what does that do inside you?
When I see someone else have a light bulb moment, when they break through their mask and their limiting beliefs, that is what fuels my fire. I know working with you, we're part of the Igniting Souls tribe, and I feel like I'm a little side flame. And every time I help someone else, or someone else has helped through me, because it's not me, while I'm like you in that I give some directive coaching, sometimes, let's face it, people don't know what to do.
Right.
And so we kind of have to point them in the right direction. Exactly. They have to ultimately make the choice. And when they make that choice and they become a new creation, that is what gets my juices flowing. That's why I get up every morning.
I love it. I love it. And that's our passion. When I wrote Your Secret Name, Deeper Path, and Day Job to Dream Job, I never had an intention in the beginning of creating teams. But I realized I'm a dad of 3, I'm a husband of 1, and I can't be on a plane every weekend, nor can I have the effectiveness. There's people that I will never reach that Daphne can reach. There's people that Louise can reach that I can never reach. And so I think the certification for me, it fills my tank, because I know like the message is changing lives, but you're the ones who are doing it, because you are bundling your coaching. So by being a team member, to answer Christy's question, you get immediate access. Like if you apply and if we accept you, you get immediate access to begin booking your speaking engagements, booking your coaching clients, booking your training. I will tell people that Your Secret Name is more faith-based. Deeper Path and Day Job to Dream Job are more corporate-based. But talk about some of the venues, Daphne, that you've been in. Have you been in churches, schools, corporate? I mean, where have you all been?
Yeah, I've done everything from leading women's retreats in churches to speaking. I live in Northwest Arkansas, and so I've actually taught at Walmart before. I've been in schools. The Bentonville Independent School District hired me to come in and work with their teachers before they went back to school. So really, between these 3 programs, there is not an area that's not affected by it. This can relate to anyone, anywhere. You know, Kary, one of my things that I say all the time is if you're breathing, it's for a reason. And that means there's potential for growth and for change there.
Yeah.
How much do you want to grow and how much do you want to change? I heard you talking earlier about, why don't people want to change? Why don't they want to grow? And the answer that popped into my head then was because it's hard. I mean, you know me. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. That's why I'm a wave maker and a truth teller. It's hard. It hurts. However, how much is it going to feel better when you get through it, right? You talk about acute pain and chronic pain.
Yep.
I'm done with the chronic stuff, man. Let's hit it. Let's move on. Let's see the glory.
That's right. And listen, I'm highlighting your Texas event with Lisa and Brenda, and it's triplecrowntour.com.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. Like when you become a certified coach, speaker, and trainer, you partner. I mean, you met these other ladies by being part of the tribe. Now you're on tour together speaking. You're in Texas. And I'm guessing this isn't your only stop that you're ever going to do.
Nope. This year we will be in Texas, Arkansas, and Ohio at the very minimum.
Wow.
And the way we've created this tour is each year we will have a different theme.
Fantastic.
So this year's conference, the focus is Rise Up. And it's specifically for women who want to get rid of their past, be aware of their present, and look forward to the next stage in life. So that's who we're talking to this year. And then next year, it'll be a different theme, and so on and so on and so on. And, who knows? Women of faith, we may set our own record.
I love it. Well, and this lights me up. I mean, people ask me all the time, like, I'll tell you what, a family member said to me, why in the world would you certify other people on your content? Like, it makes no economic sense. Like, they join your team, one-time fee for the rest of their life. They make money because of abundance. Like, look, I've had other people invest in me. You've had other people invest in you. This fills my tank to know that you 3 are going to be in Texas and Ohio and Arkansas sharing your message, but then your secret name, deeper path, and day job to dream job, because you're certified, it's another tool that at the end of the night, people can say, I'm signing up. I want Daphne as my coach. So folks, if you say right now you want Daphne as your coach, you know it's the right move. She is a fireball in all the good ways. There's the link. We're going to end this thing in just a second, but there's the link to apply to get one of our master level coaches to be your one-on-one coach. Anybody who you've chatted with today that I've chatted with, there's the link right now. Fill out the application. It's free to apply, and we'll connect you with one that you request or one that you believe is a good fit. In addition to that, some of you are saying right now, what am I waiting for? I need to be a coach. I need to be a speaker and trainer. And we're putting that link right there as well. And again, we're going to close this thing on Tuesday. So there's a short window you have. We have all different payment options. I mean, it is literally, you get one coaching client, it's already paid for. It's like ridiculous not to do it. Plus you get the training to help yourself on your own journey. So Daphne, I'm going to give you the last word, and then I'm going to go pick up my kids from school because I love them to death. But what would you say? Think back to the Daphne in 20 whatever we said. What did we say 5 years ago?
2014.
2014. There's the Daphne 2014. I still see you in Florida at Starbucks. What if you would have said no that day? No, I'm not taking a step forward, joining God in what's next. What do you think would be different today?
Yeah, I'm not gonna choke up. I can't imagine.
Wow.
It is well within the realm of possibility that I would be divorced, that I would be stuck in a dead-end job, just trying to make it through the day, trying to cover the bills.
Yeah.
And if I hadn't trusted in you and taken a risk on myself, that is well within the realm of possibility. And here we are 5 years later.
Got your book?
Coach, I consider you my friend and definitely a mentor. And because of these programs and your abundance mindset, not only myself, but these other master level coaches, we're able to reach people globally and support that 10 million person movement.
10 million souls by 2020. Yeah. Well, hold up your book one more time, my friend, if you can do that.
Yeah.
What's Your Scarlet Letter? Check it out. We all have one. Check it out on Amazon. Go to her website, DaphneVsmith.com. And I had a blast today. And all I'm saying is that, look, you're not here by accident. You're here for a reason. And we would love for you to potentially join our team. Apply today. Daphne, thanks so much. It's amazing to see you, a soul on fire, as well as your other 4 colleagues.
Thank you. Thank you. Y'all, come on. We're waiting for you. What are you waiting for?
All right. Take care, everybody. We'll see ya.